Hey everyone, David C. Anderson from the Knife Center coming at you from SHOT Show 2023 here at the Esee booth, getting to hang out with some good people. Shane, how are you, man?
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you as well. You got a couple new things to talk about.
A couple new things, yes. Well, let's talk first. We still haven't seen the 3.0 or their AGK, but that's going to happen. I'm going to get that out of the way.
It's good before they type it in the comments. You got it out
Yeah,
there.
we're going to do that right up front. But what we can talk about that we actually do have in stock and going to be shipping to dealers probably about the time we start getting back from SHOT Show is the Libertariat was formerly in our expat line made in El Salvador, and we discontinued that knife. But even when we discontinued it, we heard a lot of people lamenting about that, but we had a plan. And the plan was to bring this Libertariat into USA production. And so what we have is our traditional Libertariat 1095 carbon steel, 8-inch thick. It's just a good chopper. Still has the hole up here so you can make it into a draw knife. Still same people backing the same stuff, so you know we're going to stand behind it.
Right.
So
then this is a new, you've got it marked on the back of the blade here. You're working with someone apart from Rowan as well on this.
Yes. So we're all running at maximum capacity. Like Rowan's kicking out as much as they can, and so we're looking to fill gaps here and there when we can. Dobbs Defense is a guy that I've known for a long time. He's kind of local to me, and so he's doing this run for us, and we're stoked about it.
I mean, if it didn't say Dobbs right there, I wouldn't have known it wasn't a Rowan product.
Well, we're going to do our best to. If we're going to put our name on it, you know, like us, we're not going to put anything in the field that we don't feel good about. And so that's kind of where we're at.
No, I mean, it's got the feel you would expect from a USA-made Esee.
Right.
Like through and through. There's nothing to worry about there. Convex edge there, or fun little chopper, man. Like it said to you before we started rolling cameras, I'm personally glad to see it back.
There's a lot of people.
Well too,
this knife surprised us. We really didn't know what this knife was going to do. Had we known the popularity that it was getting into, we probably would have done this as an Esee-made knife to begin with. This knife has really found favor in the outdoor cooking side of things, in the bushcraft side of things, and just a general farm camp knife kind of well, you know. So I've used it clear shooting lanes on right-of-ways for hunting and other stuff, and it works great. Not a big footprint, so I'm not carrying around a sword, you know, but it still gets the work done.
No, if you don't need a point really for the work you're doing, this has a lot going for it. The chopping, obviously, the draw knifing, obviously, there's plenty to hold on to there. Splitting.
9 degree.
Really
you can baton with it, 9 degree spine. It is an 1/8 inch thick, so about the same as our PR4, our RB3, our SE3. All about the same thickness.
Definitely going to stand up. What kind of sheath is coming with this bad boy?
This is coming with it's just almost identical to the old Libertariat sheath.
Okay.
So it's just something you're going to use to put on your belt to carry the knife around. Not great, not something, but we got to keep the price down too. So the sheath is normally the first thing people kick out, including me.
Right. So what kind of price point are we looking at for this?
This is going to be in the Hungless 2 range.
Okay. Not too bad.
So that's
I'm trying to remember. That's like 120. I can't remember anymore, actually.
That's why I don't want to quote your price, because I don't know what you guys are retailing for, and all I ever see is wholesale. So in the ballpark,
but it's around the same as that.
About the same amount of steel as a Hungless 2.
Fantastic.
So
No, it feels great, looks great. Like I said, I'm happy to see it back as well. Nice.
We got time for one more?
Absolutely.
Okay. So a couple years back, I kind of had a pet project, and I wanted to make a friction folder. And I didn't want to make a friction folder that was just a novelty. I wanted something that would function and work well. So this is our first real prototype, but there's probably 8 to 10 different 3D models printed on this prior to it going to micarta and steel.
Right.
And so I had this knife. We made it after we did some tweaks in SolidWorks and some 3D modeling. I used this knife for about a year, and then I started sending it to some buddies that spend a lot of time in the dirt and started asking for some feedback. So over the course of that time, this was prior to us doing our 3D scales.
Right.
Okay? Along that time, we began doing 3D scales. We knew we would want to take this knife to production, and then we started working with a production model. So this is the same micarta as what we have on the PR4 and the JG5. So it's that brown micarta. Went with a brass pivot pin.
Good classic bushcrafty look right
well,
there.
I like the look.
And,
and there's also it's our hope that if someone were to do something outside the design usage of this, like you really shouldn't be batoning with a friction folder, but there are people that are going to do it.
You know who you are.
You know who you are. Yeah, so kind of we're hoping that this brass pin breaks before anything else breaks.
Sure, makes sense.
A whole lot easier to replace a brass pin than it is to replace the handle or the blade.
And a whole lot easier for someone to jury rig something too in the field.
In
if
the
that's
field.
The case, yeah.
And so, like every knife we make, it's not for everybody, and we're okay with that.
Right.
But a friction folder, kind of what we teach people is our primary grips for usage is just what we call a fist grip or monkey grip. And then for a high leverage, that reverse chest lever.
Yep.
So you've got a thumb scallop here. The ergonomics are there. If I need to scrape a ferro rod or scrape tinder, I close the knife.
Great in the closed position, yeah.
Okay, very effective, very efficient, a lot safer. It's got a great 90-degree spine on it there. So again, I wanted to design a knife that was functional, that I could use at one of our bushcraft classes all weekend, all day for 3 days straight, and it not develop hot spots. One thing you'll notice about a lot of friction folders is they'll have a blade stop up here, which you get this big metal wart.
Get the hump, yeah.
And then it winds up digging into your hand with prolonged use. So I wanted something that was comfortable and that worked well. And nothing is good for everybody all the time, but the feedback I'm getting on the ergonomics has been really good.
Oh, the feel of the handle is perfect. I mean, it fits in. I'm glad you guys went with the 3D scales on this. It definitely elevates it a bit. I was about to say I'm certain, but yes, I am certain.
So the funny thing about this is SHOT Show 2020, I have this knife, and we're still trying to figure out a sheathing solution. And so this is just a neck sheath that I made and put a Wazoo lanyard on, but it wasn't what we felt like was the best, most marketable option.
Gotcha.
And so Spin from JRE Industries, who makes killer sheaths for LT Wright, for a lot of people in the industry, just a great guy. They're good friends.
Yeah. Spin's a great guy.
So I'm very fortunate. We've got some really cool people within our inner circle, and he's like, let me show you something, get some feedback. And he pulled this out, and I said, Spin, you just solved a problem that you didn't know existed. You just created the solution for a problem you didn't know existed.
Right.
And I said, let me show you something. And so we went and looked at this knife. We made a few modifications. So you can carry this tang up, tang down. The same sheath also works for a multi-tool. It works for a single stack mag. It works for a double stack mag.
Yeah.
So you
get the shot cord in front allows you to expand it out if it's something a little bit thicker.
Right, and so this is a pre-production model that Spin actually made, but we're actually licensing these from Spin, and we're producing our own in his good graces, of course. You know.
And that's one thing I think that folks, if you aren't familiar with what Esee does, you guys are always really big on community, the outdoor community. You always give credit where it's due, and you're always just happy to be with all the other guys out there, which makes me happy too.
With most people, I'm
well,
happy to be with you.
There's always some people, sure. There's always a bad apple.
But we know
in
those
the bunch.
people, right?
Yeah, we know how to avoid them. But I mean, you guys are doing killer work, obviously, and you're a big part of the community, and why the outdoor community in particular, I think, is so robust nowadays. I really do believe that.
Well, we appreciate it. You know, none of us got here by ourselves.
Right.
No matter what I mean, even the self-made people, they still got there on the backs and work and good graces of other people. So for us, that's really important. Our time in the dirt, our time with our students, in our classes, in the classes we teach, in the classes we take, and in the live missions that we do with search and rescue, I think that kind of keeps us in the dirt, keeps us grounded, and it really keeps our mission pretty clearly defined.
Keeps the focus,
It does, it does. It's clarifying. So for me, as the marketing director, you spend 150 plus days in the field, and I'm with the owner, and I'm with what I would consider our primary customer base. That's a lot of dirt time and a lot of feedback,
for sure.
And we're always learning. So
for sure.
We're happy to be here.
Absolutely. Awesome. Thank you so much for showing us this stuff. Folks, if you want to get your hands on this stuff, should be available some point in this next year, we hope.
This is not the 3.0, okay?
Right.
We got the first 600 ready to ship, and we've got more coming.
Fantastic.
And we're working on the rest.
So we should have these on the KnifeCenter site real soon. Just follow the link in the description here to our Esee page, and you'll see if it's there yet or not. But keep sticking around for more SHOT Show coverage. In the meantime, Shane, thank you so much.
Hey, thanks to KnifeCenter. We appreciate what you guys do for us. As always, I appreciate y'all's patience and your customers' patience, because I know we jump in the comment section sometimes and everybody wants what they want. We're working on it, but we'll get it when we get it.
Appreciate it. Awesome. Good stuff, Shane.
Thank you.
Thanks, folks. Keep sticking around.